smack the shit out of your
nuts in your mouth.
Hey, I would smack the shit out of you.
Like, yo, he's an acrobat.
Let's go, Jam.
Stop clowning, man.
Let's go, Jam.
Hey,
Ain't nothing to be
watch
funny
your
about.
words.
It's like a foot in your mouth.
And being that he was a smaller guy, I watched Tio load up and hit him big, hit him with the biggest shots that he could throw, and the guy just walked right through it. He just boom, keep it moving, walk right through it. So I can't say it's that. I don't know what to make for it. I think he can punch, but I think like he overrates his own power.
What was he telling you in the face-off right there?
Huh?
What was he telling you in the face-off at the
He gonna beat my ass. And, he would do it right now, but you know, he ain't trying to mess up his bag. That's all.
Tio, in that face-off, besides the words that were exchanged between you and Shakur, what did you see in his eyes, man, when you looked at him?
Evil. That's it. Just evil. Plain evil.
You see any weakness or anything that you might have just gotten under his skin where you sense any sort of fear?
Oh yeah, he'll show. I just gotta rip it out. Just gotta take it out from his soul.
Shakur says this fight cost him blood, sweat, and tears, a brutal testament to his dedication, sacrifice, and an unbreakable hunger for victory. Shakur's father fires back, condemning Teofimo's disrespectful remarks, shutting down any talk of jealousy, and fiercely defending his son's pride, character, and legacy. Shakur loses his cool during the live session, raising his voice, firing back at critics, and letting raw emotion spill out as the showdown draws closer.
You know, I spoke to Eddie Hearn earlier, and he asked me a question of how do you beat Shakur Stevenson? Because I asked him, how does Teofimo win this fight? And he said, well, how do you think? I need to ask you, how do you think you beat Shakur Stevenson on Saturday night?
Just gotta be a lion in there. Just gotta be a lion, and a lion doesn't attack right away. Lion pounces, and just gotta take my time.
Do you believe that you really have to step on Shakur Stevenson in order to stop him doing the things that he does well?
I think this is the thing. Like, I don't need to do anything but be myself and fight the way I fight. I'm the champion, not Shakur.
Teofimo labels Shakur evil, claiming fear and weakness lurk beneath the surface, and vows those flaws will be brutally exposed when fight night arrives.
My game, he's getting the best version of me. With Lomo, I think that it's also another thing. I'm not as small as Lomachenko was. Like, he may be the bigger fighter, but he's not just way bigger than me. I think with the Lomachenko fight, he was a lot bigger than Lomachenko, and he instilled, and his dad instilled fear inside of Lomachenko by constantly calling his name, and I seen it within the way that Lomachenko fought, and I think that I don't have that. Like, I'm the type of guy that I take risks. I'm not scared of these moments. I'm not scared of this fight. I'm not scared of none of this. I prepare myself to my whole capacity, and I know that come fight night, what I did.
Jeff Mayweather says the clash between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez is one of the most evenly matched fights you can make right now. He sees no clear favorite, stressing that both men bring elite skill sets and sharp ring IQ. In Mayweather's eyes, this is a true 50-50 matchup, a fight that will be decided by adjustments, focus, and discipline on the night. Stevenson's defense, timing, and masterful control of distance make him incredibly hard to hit clean. Lopez, meanwhile, brings explosive power, lightning-fast counters, and rare athleticism, the kind that can flip a fight in a single moment. That dangerous contrast in styles, Mayweather believes, is exactly what makes this showdown must-watch for fans.
Tio father was talking to my son about, yo, man, my son is this here. Oh, he's better than that Shakur, man. They give all this here Shakur guy. Now, he didn't know he was talking to my son. So I walked up at the time, my son said, Dad. He went, ho, 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 ho. So my dad began to tell him what he said. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He said, well, let me tell you something, man. I give credit, you know, I've been to his house, you know, I have a great deal of respect for his mom, you know what I'm saying? You know, but in this here fighting world, when it comes to Shakur and myself, we done beat some of everybody, you know what I'm saying? So we're not worried about what he's gonna do, what he say. Like you say, he's very athletic. I think he's more acrobatic than athletic, you know what I'm saying? We see the acrobatic.
You see me in bed.
In the ring, you know what I'm saying? So that's not a great deal of athleticism to me. So I'm gonna stand on that and say, this is
On the move to 140 pounds, Mayweather doesn't believe Shakur Stevenson's speed or power will dip at all. He points out that Stevenson is still young and naturally filling out, meaning a lighter weight cut could actually boost his stamina, sharpness, and overall durability. Fighting closer to his natural size may even elevate his performance. From Lopez's side, Mayweather says the game plan must be smart and disciplined. If he were in Teofimo's corner, he'd demand early, intelligent pressure, controlled aggression, and consistent body work. He cautions against rushing or chasing recklessly, stressing that Lopez must patiently cut off the ring and force Stevenson into uncomfortable exchanges.
You
So at the
focusing
end of
on
the
me,
day,
B.
right now,
Yes, you is.
he's
Yes,
emotional.
you is.
That's why he
gotta
acting
focus
That's
like
why
that.
you clowning, clown.
He's
You
mad
focus
about
on my
that.
father, then it's a problem.
Where's your dad?
On me.
Yes, you are.
I actually
Yes,
bought him
you
a
are.
present,
Focus on
though.
me.
I actually bought him a present. So
Yeah.
can you give him the present?
Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri say Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez is the kind of fight that can create a household name. Paulie reflects on sitting with his family, watching fights together, and instantly knowing when a true star was in front of them. He wonders if the winner of this showdown could become that familiar face for an entire generation. Algieri's answer is both yes and no. Yes, because the moment feels right. Both fighters are young in their primes and willing to risk everything. Teofimo Lopez enters defending his championship, while Shakur Stevenson puts his undefeated record and reputation on the line. They praise the elite skill on both sides, calling both men top-tier and universally respected within boxing circles. Algieri even compares the matchup to classic clashes like Oscar de la Hoya versus Felix Trinidad, where elite talent collides with towering ambition. Still, they acknowledge that while the stakes are massive, the fighters' public profiles haven't yet reached that legendary level.
You see any weakness or anything that you might have just gotten under his skin where you sense any sort of fear?
Oh yeah, it'll show. I just gotta rip it out. Just gotta take it out from his soul. Show the real fear that he has inside him.
He said he was doing some mind games in that, in the press conference to get into your head. You feel like he got into your head? You stayed composed the whole time. Normally, when people do that to you, you always stay composed. Do you feel like he got into your head with those mind games? Just
What mind games were they doing?
the gift for your dad, talking to
No,
him.
look how God works. I said.
Modern boxing culture thrives on clicks, controversy, and viral moments, often overshadowing pure craft and discipline. Teofimo Lopez has at times leaned into that spotlight, chasing mainstream attention, with mixed results. Even so, this matchup remains a purist dream. Fighters, trainers, and hardcore fans are genuinely excited, because this is a true fighter's fight, one built on skill, pride, and legacy, not just noise.
Matchup, and I think that, to be honest, either guy could win. I think this is one of the fights where I do believe that it's 50-50. And I think that it's hard to really say about what one's going to do and what the other's going to do, but I think that it's going to be a great fight for the fans.
What do you think moving to 140 pounds really does to Stevenson's speed and power, if anything?
I don't think it's gonna make that big. I don't think it's gonna make that big a deal. I think that he's a young man. He's still growing. He's still growing now. He probably just don't have to cut as much weight as he used to make the weight class.
Chris Mannix and Sergio Mora break down Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, focusing on style and strategy. They point out that landing clean shots on Stevenson is extremely difficult. He's been frustrating opponents since his Olympic days, making consistent contact nearly impossible. For Lopez, the key is finding his rhythm early. He needs to land enough punches to activate his athleticism and confidence. Once he's flowing and touching, he becomes a formidable force, especially against southpaws, as his two biggest wins prove. Stevenson, however, presents a unique challenge. Unlike Lomachenko, he doesn't stay in front for easy angles. Unlike Josh Taylor, he's not a grinder. He's quick, elusive, and unpredictable, a fighter whose skill and finesse earn him favorite status going into the
I
showdown.
don't think nobody's gonna get knocked out. I think it's just gonna be a good fight, a great tactical fight. Like I said, I think that Shakur probably has the better defense, and Teofimo is probably a little bit bigger than him. I mean, he's been at the other weight. He's been at the weight longer, so.
Which fighter do you think has the higher ring IQ right now?
I think they both have pretty high ring IQ. They both been in the ring and been fighting for since they were kids. So I think that, I mean, if you're looking at a fighter that has won most of his fights.
Lopez thrives against offensive fighters but has struggled with defensive-minded opponents like Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz. A natural counterpuncher, he's intelligent, athletic, and moves in and out of range with ease. Stevenson, expected to fight defensively, will maintain distance, target the body, and potshot, sticking to the style that's defined his career. Unlike his stand-up display against Williams APA, this time Stevenson will likely control the range, frustrate Lopez, and force him out of his comfort zone. Fans can expect a true tactical chess match inside the ring.
Household guy for this generation, is that fair or not? Stevenson.
Yes and no.
Please.
Yes, in terms of the magnitude of the matchup, it should be that, right? You got two guys that are in their primes, who are still young, who are putting it all on the line. You've got Teofimo putting up his championship. You got Shakur putting up his undefeated record. You got guys that, like, as the champ mentioned, universally recognized as being badass fighters. These guys are excellent, top-notch, top-tier guys. And fighting each other, you look at this like almost like a De La Hoya Trinidad in terms of their skill sets, right? That's how you. But their profiles aren't as big. Oscar obviously was the gold medalist, and Trinidad was Puerto Rican destroyer, right? He was the Terminator. These guys probably do deserve that, but this generation, I'm going to say it, is a matchup. It's an awesome fight. And this is a fighter's fight. On Saturday night, you know how many fighters are going to be in the room? Boxers are excited for this fight. Fighters are excited for this fight. Promoters, managers, people are in the sport. Hardcores are 100% going to be there. They're going to turn up for it. And in terms of casuals, I think their names are big enough that people have heard it, and you're going to get that. I've had so many people stop me, like I'm out walking my dog, and like, hey, what do you think about the big fight? I'm like, which one? We got a lot of big fights. And please don't talk to me about UFC, because that's usually what I get. And they're like, Teo and Shakur. I'm like, oh man, well, yeah. Then we start talking. So it is out there. It's not quite as big as some of the crossover fights we've had in the past. I remember the Mayweather and McGregor. I couldn't take a flight, right? And overhear
I couldn't walk anywhere on the MMA side without hearing about it.
Wasn't even not even like they were asking me. I was just overhearing people talk about it. That was weird.
Shakur Stevenson's coach addressed the heated clash with Teofimo Lopez Sr. at the morning weigh-ins, emphasizing professionalism and leadership. He reminded everyone that Shakur is a grown man, fully capable of representing himself and his family with dignity. The coach criticized situations where relatives interfere negatively, warning it can affect fighters both mentally and physically. He stressed that at Teofimo Sr.'s age, greater self-control and professionalism are expected. While acknowledging Teofimo Sr. as a good person, he made it clear that failing to correct a son's negative behavior reflects on leadership. Ultimately, the focus remains on the fight, with respect and proper conduct expected from all involved.
Laying a glove on Shakur. Shakur is frustrating. He's been doing that since the Olympics. It's hard to lay one punch on him, let alone two. Teofimo needs to be punching something in order for him to get his swag, to get his athleticism going. Because when he starts touching, when he starts going and really vibing, Teofimo's a beast. Especially against southpaws. His two biggest wins are against southpaws. Shakur's a southpaw, but he's an in and out southpaw. He's not a Lomachenko stay in front of your face getting angles southpaw. He's not a grinder like Josh Taylor. This dude's a cheetah, and it's hard to catch cheetahs. And Shakur, I understand why he's a favorite. This dude's gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah, I think people, or the odds makers at least, are probably looking at some recent Teofimo. Sandor Martin, a very defensive-minded fighter. Teofimo struggled against him. Jermaine Ortiz, who fought a very defensive-minded fight. That was a tough fight for Teofimo. If you're an offensive-oriented fighter, even a great one, like a Lomachenko or like a Josh Taylor, Teofimo tends to have a lot of success with you. He is a natural counterpuncher who is really athletic. So he can get out of range quickly, throw those counter shots. He's very intelligent in the ring, gets more intelligent, seems, with every fight. But if you're a defensive-minded guy that forces Teofimo to come forward, that's when he gets out of his comfort zone. I think that's how Shakur's going to fight. Like, I remember the opening press conference where it seemed like Teofimo Sr. was trying to goad Shakur into fighting more like he did against Williams Zepeda. I don't think that's going to happen to you. I think Shakur is going to go back into that.
You know, I think that's why, you know, I don't try to be out there like that, man. I feel like my grandson is a grown man. He can speak for himself. He's been taught to represent himself and his family very well. So, you know, when you get those aspects when maybe like fathers, cousins, or uncles or whatever, you know, have a tendency to put themselves in a situation at the time, and you know, and it's not in a positive manner, you know, somehow that time that reflect on them mentally and hopefully not physically. So, you know, we're looking forward to it, you know, situations get like that, but at this point I think you actually supposed to be more professional, and you know, at this point when you
last year he was easily the cringiest guy on social media in boxing, and that's saying a lot. I believe he is really locked in, and I believe he really wants this dub because he could solidify a lot of things for himself in terms of money going forward and also being the best. Like saying I beat Shakur Stevenson, who no one really has come close. Like, who has come close to beating Shakur Stevenson? Zepeda had a few good rounds, and that's because I think Shakur was like almost backed into a corner and had to legit fight his way out and prove to everyone that it can be an entertaining fight. Like, who has come even remotely close to beating Shakur Stevenson in his career? And if Teofimo can do that, that's a freaking huge win. It's a way bigger win than the Lomachenko win.
Yeah, I agree. This would be the biggest fight, the biggest win of Lomachenko, of Teofimo's career. And when you ask, like, oh, who has come close? No one.
This is more than just a fight. It's a clash of champions, pride, and legacy. Teofimo Lopez vows to roar like a lion, while Shakur Stevenson proves that blood, sweat, and sacrifice define a true warrior. Coaches, legends, and insiders all agree. This is a tactical chess match, a showdown of elite skill, speed, and heart. The stakes are monumental. Undefeated records, championship glory, and the chance to become a household name hang in the balance. Every punch, every feint, every calculated move will decide who stands tall and who falls. Don't blink. Witness history. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the front row for the fight of a generation, because this is the showdown that boxing fans will talk about for years to come.